The countdown is on. 11 months, 52 weeks and 10 hours to that eagerly anticipated date, August 9th, 2022. But who is in the ring so far and who is not? Just this week, the president was hanging out in Mombasa with the opposition team, which is composed of One Kenya Alliance, and the man whom they fear is a problem should he join the team. And should we read more from the body language of these leaders? Meanwhile, just today, two of Deputy President Hasla Lieutenant announced they need to call the shots if they will be working with the DP. And what a coincidence! The three, Martha Karua, Moses Kuria, and Mwangi Kionjuri, all hailing from Mount Kenya region, are all MKs. However, little over a year now, not only should we be auditing the preparedness of IEBC as it's a race against time, but also the political class that can't find a mate for the check. And as our eyes remain glued on the clock, we have among our guests a man whose eyes should remain glued on your votes. Welcome to Tipping Point. My name is Frederick Muitiriri, and my sign language interpreters tonight are Michael Maithia and Teresia Washira.
That was a tribal meeting of Western region, with some sprinkling of some leaders from other regions here and there. Did you see anybody from Mount Kenya region?
Talk to us via our WhatsApp. That is on 0785-939529. That is on 0785-939529. And now the guest of the day. Tonight, we are joined by Ndaragwa MP Jeremiah Kioni, who will be giving us his take on what transpired between Moses Kuria, Mwangi Kionjuri, and Martha Karua. On this set, I'm joined by Marcus Angenga, who is a Senior Programs Manager, Election Observation Group, that is ELOG, politician Ian Odongo, and Ruth Ambogo, Youth Policy Analyst. Let's get right into it. Karibu sana again to our show.
Asante.
How has your week been?
My week has been okay.
All right.
Tuko tu tunapambana na hali ya hewa. The changing weather.
Yes.
We all thought August would come with a difference in the weather, but
I finally hear we are in winter.
My friend, we are in winter, deep into it. We've come from spring.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Marcus, how have you been since last time we were here?
I've been well. Thank you very much for having us in the show.
All right.
How have you been yourself?
Good. We thank God we are alive and well.
Asante.
Even with COVID-19.
I know.
All right, I know Ndaragwa MP Jeremiah Kioni is with us. Mheshimiwa, if you can hear us, please say something. How has your week been?
Well, it's been great. We thank God. We have been able to see few things. And there is a lot to be done. That's a full year.
Asante sana Jeremiah Kioni. That is Jeremiah Kioni, Ndaragwa MP. And let's start with you, Jeremiah, because you are here with us. And you saw what transpired today, and you have seen and you've heard the bite by Moses Kuria, that they are coming together with Martha Karua, and of course Mwangi Kionjuri of TSP, Martha Karua of Ford not Kenya. What do you make of the lineup that is saying we are bringing together Mount Kenya region?
Well, I hope
Mheshimiwa, we seem to have lost you there for a bit. Pole Marcus, ni hali najua hewa imekuchapa vizuri. Pole sana. Ruth.
Yes.
Today we have seen 3 very different people coming together for the first time in the same table, saying they are going to consolidate the Mount Kenya basket in the next year's general elections. Will it hold?
I think first of all we need to analyze what was the significance of these 3 people coming together. And in my opinion, these 3 people are sending a very strong message to the Deputy President, where they are telling the Deputy President that if you thought this was an easy game, it was an easy giveaway to you, if you thought that we were going to give you the bride as easily as you thought that this was an easy wedding, you know, where the bride comes and mbuzimbili and the bride is gone, rethink it. And I also think it could be motivated by the attention that is now taking place within UDA. And by attention, I mean the forces and the people who are joining, you know, the UDA camp. You sit down, you realize that at first you thought you had the biggest share of UDA, or you had the largest, the greatest opportunity to speak, the biggest say within UDA, and then it suddenly hits you that, you know, other communities are also coming on board. And when everybody comes on board, they have something to demand for, you know. Everyone is demanding for a piece of the cake. So I think these people are passing a message, and they are saying that first of all, for us to come into an alliance with you, there are certain things that you have to fulfill. And also them coming together could also be a sign that they are probably rethinking the direction they would want to take in 2022, in the sense that why are they the Mount Kenya region is now coming out strong and saying that who says that automatically we should be relegated as a community to become the deputy, to, you know, to take over the deputy president position? Why not negotiate for the first, you know, for the topmost seat, you know? And if we have to relegate ourselves to the deputy president position, then wherever we go, we need to get a large stake for our people. So I think it's just an alliance of forces of people from a community saying that if you are going to have us sit at your table or contribute votes to your basket, then you need to give us, you know, the best piece of the cake. And this is going to prove very difficult for the deputy president, because remember, he's trying to consolidate various regions. He's been walking to Kisii, making promises while he goes there. He still has to convince, you know, also Nyanza, because he needs to make them feel that they will be a part of his government in case he gets to power. He also wants to consolidate the coastal region, and everywhere that he goes, he makes promises. So these people are wondering, if you're going everywhere and you're making promises to all these people, which part of the cake will you give us? So that alliance is coming together to let him know that it is not just going to be easy for us to donate our vote basket to you. And I think it is also an alliance that is also sending a message to Kenyans, and not just the deputy president, but also sending a message to Kenyans that we are ready to partner with whoever shall give us the best deal at the table. I will not be surprised if, you know, 6 months from now, 7 months from now, around January next year, that alliance either falls apart, and some of them decide to go with Raila Odinga if he declares to vie for president. Some of them decide to go with you know, Kenya one Kenya alliance if they decide to front up a presidential candidate. So I think they're just bargaining for what will be best for them.
All right, thank you so very much, Ruth. And before we go on, my producer Cliff, if you can get my brother Marcus a cup of water, so that he can be able. Najua baridi ya Nairobi imekuwa nyingi. Some of your SMSs that are coming in through our WhatsApp line, that is on 0785939529. The Deputy President has concentrated on Mount Kenya votes more than other regions, will be disappointed at the tail end. All right, you did not say your name. Hello, Ruto is very perfect to be the president. Okay, I see your texts. You didn't say your name. All right. Ruto may not be the best presidential candidate we can have, but he is better than Raila Odinga. You didn't tell us the reason why. The only headache is the choice of a DP. You have a point to make. Thank you very much. All right, here is another one. Hello, Switch TV. Ruto has no good strategies to beat One Kenya Alliance. Why? Should have given us a reason, right? We shall vote based on manifestos. Obviously, we have a bottom-up ideology versus a clueless OKA team. UDA has a manifesto. The rest have Ruto as their manifesto. We will support OKA to achieve their manifesto by voting in Ruto. Case closed. All right, Marcus, let me bring in you. I know you don't like commenting on politics. I know, but you have to, because we are in the season, Marcus. I'm even wondering which question to ask you, Marcus, because I know we want to talk about the president, but we'll be talking about that in a short while. But what do you read with all the alliances that are coming together? As ELOG, you have seen the president. He took some members of the opposition to Mombasa this week. Today you have seen Mount Kenya region is gearing up together. What are you reading as ELOG?
I think one of the things I'm seeing happening in this country, unfortunately, of course, is that our politics is based on our ethnic strengths. So the question that we are asking today is that you see there is the attempt to consolidate regional blocks. So you see Mount Kenya as a region, Nyanza as a region, you have South Nyanza as a region, you have got Northeastern as a region. So you will see more of regional kingpins coming up together to be able to form formidable structures and formations, which then they'll be using to negotiate for power. So what you've seen today, of course, from the three members of Parliament, and of course Pratmatha Karua, is an attempt to create a formation which then they're going to use as a vehicle to bargain for power. That's number one. And of course you saw what's happening in the coast. The coastal region, and of course from Kingi's recent happenings, and of course is insisting on forming a coastal allied political party. So all this
a breakaway from
ODM. And so ultimately, what are they saying? That we want to negotiate. So for instance, you saw the One Kenya Alliance, you have Mudavadi representing supposedly the western region of our country, you have Kalonzo representing the eastern region of our country, you have Raila representing Nyanza region of our country, and who knows, perhaps in this Kiunjuri, Martha, Moses Wetangula Alliance would be able to represent the Mount Kenya. So we'll be seeing more of these regional formations attempting to come to the table and negotiate for political position, unfortunately.
All right, we have the bite of the former CS Agriculture, that is Mwangi Kiunjuri, and this is what he had to say about the formation.
We recognize that UDA is a political party represented in Mount Kenya region. So we are also going to invite them to this forum. We recognize that Jubilee is also a party recognized in Mount Kenya region. We are also going to invite them in this forum and many others.
I don't know if Mheshimiwa, you are still here with us. Are you still here?
Yes.
All right.
I can hear you.
You've heard. Is it possible for the three who came together today to form a coalition that will bring all leaders from Mount Kenya region? Is this a possibility? Isn't it a good thing? Isn't it a good thing? Isn't it a good thing when it's for the first time. We've not seen Mount Kenya region coming together, but we have seen other regions for some time now coming together. Isn't it a good thing that you have leaders who are saying, can we just come together because we need representation when it comes to the national cake?
Fred.
All right, let me read some of the SMSs that are coming in. Okay. The deputy president is trying to gain sympathy votes from Kenyans, where OKA is selling its manifesto. To me, the deputy can't win the alliance. Okay, if my director, he can be able to show us that. This is Patrick Njuguna. Director, can you be able to mirror this? This SMS says, hi Freddy, yes, the DP have got what it takes to beat them. If not, why do they have to join together? Wanaume ni kuonana ana kwa ana. They are, okay, I won't say the last word that you say. That is Patrick Njuguna. Ruth.
Yes.
For the last 4 years, we have seen the Mount Kenya region as a bloc saying that they appreciate the deputy president, and there are talks in the central Kenya region saying that wanashika mkono deputy president. However, there are those who are saying the president is still the kingpin in central Kenya, which he is the president anyway. Do you think the president needs to give some people some chance so that they can negotiate on behalf of the region?
When it comes to negotiations and who will represent a community, I don't think there ever really is a say as to, you know, the president doesn't really have much of a say and allocate, you know, he doesn't need to allocate, you know, individuals to negotiate on behalf of the community. And we need to understand, how did William Ruto get to the point where he actually started getting, you know, some of the leaders from the central region, you know, supporting him? How did he manage to get their support for the past 4 years? He did so by actually going against the president, you know, from the moment their relationship began going sideways. The deputy president embarked on a campaign mission immediately after the elections. This was way back in 2018, you know, going in the pretext of sometimes representing the president, launching, you know, programs on behalf of the president, but taking credit for it. And that is how he managed to get the sympathy of some of the Mount Kenya region, you know, some of the Mount Kenya region voters as well as leaders. And one thing I know about the Mount Kenya region is that these are people who are very, you know, these are people who at the end of the day will sit down and analyze and get to the point where they appreciate the truth, which is that, you know, who has actually brought about the development that they have been crediting, they've been crediting the deputy president for. And slowly by slowly, when you start seeing these formations of people saying, coming up and saying, I'm going to speak on behalf of the region,
yes,
this is an indication that these are people who are coming to come up with demands for you, you know. They're telling you, we want this, we want this. If you're not given this, we are going to go to the place where it is best served for us. Mount Kenya region has been known in the past.
Yes, hold that thought. Hold that thought. We're becoming... You have talked about the deputy president and Mount Kenya region, and I know we'll be having Daragwa. They spoke today. Deputy president spoke today. We'll be having that in a short while. Keep sending your, we'll say tweets or we'll say WhatsApps on 0785939529. We take a short commercial break. We'll be back with more in a short while. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back to Tipping Point. My name is Frederick Muitiriri. My sign language interpreters tonight are Asia Washira and Michael Maidia. Now to the question of the day, I asked you, do you think the Deputy President has what it takes to beat the One Kenya Alliance in the 2022 general elections? What's up on 0785939529. 0785939529. Now, this is what the Deputy President had to say earlier today.
Huyo rais ambaye wamemtembelea hawajawahi kumpigia kura hata siku moja. Hawajawahi kumtafutia kura hata siku moja. Hawajaenda pale kumsaidia atimize ile agenda alikuwa naye ya Wakenya milioni 45. Wameenda pale agenda ya kibinafsi ya kugawana vyeo na mamlaka. Ati wapigane na sisi, watumie ofisi sisi tumemsaidia rais apate ili wapige sisi tuliomfanyia campaign na kumchagua yule rais.
Your sub messages are here and there are plenty. Now, One Kenya Alliance won't beat DP because they will not get enough support from Mount Kenya as well as Rift Valley. Remember, One Kenya Alliance without Raila is just a group of jokers. Okay? Yeah, he's going. Where is this message? Please put on your name so that I can call you out. Yeah, he's going to beat the alliance. Okay. At no capacity can William Ruto win a free and fair election in this planet Earth. Never. He's not an exemplary leader considering his kind of thorny and abusive speech. Marcus, let me come to you because you have not spoken for a while now. In this country, every electioneering period, we see new vehicles coming on board. As an observation group, do you think Kenya is maturing to get to a place where we will not think about our regions, we will not think about our tribe, we will think about issues? Will we ever get there? Are we there?
We are not there yet, but I think we will get there. Unfortunately, our politics, every election cycle has been based on, as I said earlier, on ethnic formations. Unfortunately, and again, we have failed as a country to institutionalize political parties. So, for instance, if you removed, for instance, Kalonzo Musyoka from Wiper, you'd be shocked that there'll be no Wiper party. The same thing with ODM if you remove Raila Odinga. So, unfortunately, I think Kenya has a long way to go in terms of making political parties become institutions of democracy that can stand the test of time, that can stand the test of personality that had them. And that's unfortunate that as a country we still rely on personalities rather than the vehicles, rather than institutions that are supposed
what the constitution envision.
Exactly.
Now, Mheshimiwa, you are here with us. When Jubilee came into play, we saw so many other political formations coming together and forming Jubilee. But 4 years down the line, the party, as most members have said of the party, they're saying it's dead. Are you still not of the view that we should bring together members of parliament or leaders from Mount Kenya regions to make sure that they have a say on the table?
Fred. That we must always remember that being elected is a privilege, not an opportunity for us to satisfy our personal greed. And what we have seen from these colleagues of ours, their pursuit of personal greed for power, as opposed to helping people get the services we promised. Within the region, we have Jubilee, we have TNA, we have PNU, we have DP, we have NAP, the Rainbow. These parties have had a track record. They have served the Mount Kenya region well, and they have served this country well. So we are not short of parties that we can use to bring to the table. And I can tell you again, we will be at the table, one way or another. We know how, we know when, and the DP has done himself in. He's up against many things, not just OCA, the one party, one Kenya Alliance. He's up against many things, including what I've just said. Why did he choose to be disruptive to President Uhuru Kenyatta? Why didn't he allow him to deliver? Why did he foment a rebellion within Parliament? Why is it that we have used Parliament most of the afternoon in Parliament? We are just talking about order, not even issues that relate to the legislative agenda of Parliament. Why is it that he has been disruptive to the agenda of this country for the last 4 years? Those are issues that you will find very difficult.
Okay.
And I am ready for you to invite me to that to your studio.
All right.
I know them.
Okay.
Those issues.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. This is, I'm sure. Rigathi Gachagua, Mheshimiwa will not agree with you, and this is what he had to say earlier today.
Kusukuma hii Raila hapa kwetu, hii ni kuuza nguruwe Saudi Arabia. Lakini rais kama wewe, kwa ujasiri yako na system umefanya darubini kabisa, na umetosheka ya kwamba unaweza uza hii Raila kwetu, tunakutakia mema. Na hatuwezi toa wewe makosa kwa sababu wewe ni mtu mzima.
Ruth.
Yes.
There are sentiments that the president is proposing the ODM party leader to lead both ODM and OKA into next year's general elections, and the Mount Kenya region will support him. Do you think the Mount Kenya region can support Raila Odinga?
I think they can. I mean, it's a question of, and one thing Kenyans need to understand about the Mount Kenya region is that at the end of the day, the Mount Kenya region will go and vote towards where their agenda will be best fulfilled, where their interests will be best served. The Mount Kenya region, unlike other regions, negotiates in terms of what are our interests. That will our interests be fulfilled? Will we have our people appointed into key positions in government? Are you promising, or do we believe that you have the capacity to protect our economic interests? That is what is of the greatest concern to them. If at the end of the day they realize that, you know, upon assessment of these two candidates, or upon assessment of Raila Odinga and anybody else who is in the race, then we believe that Raila Odinga is best suited to push our interests, trust me, they will vote for Raila Odinga. I don't think the Mount Kenya region, and this is...
But they have never voted for him, though.
They have never voted for him.
Except in 2002 when they came together with Mwai Kibaki.
And that alone, that one incident alone is indication that, you know, the Mount Kenya region can actually vote for him. You know, you just need that one incident, you know, to prove that the Mount Kenya region can vote for him. And so far, I think this period of time that Raila Odinga and the president have, you know, had the handshake, you know, the Mount Kenya region has had an opportunity to see the other side of Raila Odinga. They have had an opportunity to see what can come of an alliance between, you know, the president and Raila Odinga, and it has been peaceful for the past 4 years. So if that is the evidence, because I think some of the fear mongering that has been sold to the Mount Kenya region has been that, you know, Raila Odinga is a man who would push the country into chaos. You know, he's a man who would lead the country with a lot of there would be violence if Raila Odinga is in government, that the central Kenya region people would be sidelined from government. But we've seen the two of them come together, you know, with a handshake, and things have been working, if you ask me. So I think at the end of the day,
yes,
the Mount Kenya region will assess what their interests are. They will sit down with all these candidates and they will come to an agreement that, in our view, this is the leader that will fulfill our interests. And if William Ruto will not prove that, you know, if William Ruto at the end of the day does not prove that he will be able to satisfy their interests, their economic interests, their interests to be part of government, trust me, they will walk away to the nearest candidate who will promise them to do so.
Marcus, this is a very political question, but we have seen in the last few elections that we have seen, the by-elections that have been conducted, we have seen the deputy president coming up very strong. Do you think he has a position? Have you, in your observation, do you think he has a place in Mount Kenya?
I think I want to believe that the deputy president is a force, and the 2022 election will be premised, as it were, on a very different scale, because the deputy president, as over the years, as much more Kioni has indicated, is been really on another different agenda since the second term of the president, and
since the handshake.
Since the handshake, but that agenda has been to consolidate its political base. And he is taking for granted, for instance, that he has got that his community will vote for him. You see him making so much inroads in the Mount Kenya region, and so I think, from where I sit, that the deputy president is a force to reckon with. In fact, the 2022 equation must include the deputy president, whether the OKA, whether Raila Odinga. Deputy President Ruto must be at the center of the race.
All right.
And I think he stands a very good chance to win.
I don't think Jeremiah would agree with you. Jeremiah is your team, and especially the Jubilee Party. Are you worried about UDA? Because they've come with a certain force since they announced that they are a party now, and the Deputy President will use that vehicle. Are you worried about UDA?
If the DP did not do what he has done for 4 years, since 2017, individuals, including Mheshimiwa Kijuri,
Yes.
Quickly gave in GNU, and it was completely crushed. So in the crushing of the party, he was also eliminating any political competition from the region. And he did it so clearly that the only person he thought that would pose a formidable force against him was Laira. So what they have been doing is now to talk about Laira in the negative, because he's like the only person left to fight with in the region. And of course, trying to use the old position that Laira is feared in Mount Kenya, and there are those who would swear that they will never vote for him, and they have been trying to play that card louder than even the owners. You know, he's been talking about how bad Laira is to us in Mount Kenya than ourselves. So he picked Laira as our candidate, and he started campaigning against Laira himself.
Jeremiah, are you telling me that you're not going to front? Are you telling me that you're not going to front Raila Odinga?
I'm speaking to myself, while I'm still on.
You're still on. I can hear you.
I was saying.
Yes.
That, I just wanted to wrap up what I was saying. That I think when DP says that it is very difficult, and when Gachagua speaks, the DP is speaking. When he says that DP is, Laira is very difficult to be sold to Mount Kenya region. It is like pig being sold to Mecca or something. He forgets how difficult it was to sell William Ruto or to allow him to step in Mount Kenya after the killings in Rift Valley of 2007.
All right.
But people still sat and said, given the circumstances we are in, let us allow this commission to go and see what comes out of it.
Okay.
You've seen it.
Yeah, okay. All right, Mheshimiwa. Hold on a bit, because there's a conversation I want us to end with it. And some members of parliament are saying that we should push next year's general election. I don't know if, my director, you have those bites. All right, Rafael Wanjala. All right.
Bora kura. Tunataka kura bora. Kwa hivyo kwa sababu tukikuwa tuna bora kura, hiyo ndio inaletanga vita hapa nchini na inafanya watu wanauana na tunapoteza mali mingi, alafu economy pia inaanguka.
Sasa hivi vile tukiangalia uchumi kuna hali tatanishi. Kuko na hii mambo ya COVID-19 corona, tuko na mambo ya drought. Kwa hivyo tukiangalia hiyo budget ni kubwa zaidi. Kwa hivyo sidhani kama itawezekana hiyo.
I will give you 1 minute each.
Yes.
You have heard, and we have heard, this is not the first time we have seen members of parliament trying to push for postponement of next year's general elections. Is it wise?
I do not know the wisdom in it, but what I know is that most of them have a feeling that they have not had enough time to interact with the ground. Remember, there was an entire period of time during COVID when we were
tunasimama kiti.
Nisikize tu. Kiti tunasimama lakini but to be honest yes. Members of parliament, if COVID was to be done away with, if we did not have the prevailing circumstances of COVID, most of them would have started their campaigns earlier on, you know, as early as last year many of them would have been on the ground drumming up support for their campaigns leading up to 2022. So I think most of them are now realizing it's 1 year, you know, 1 year to the elections. You know, the moment you sound that bell, it's almost as if when you're in a marathon and then that bell is, you know, when you're sounding that bell, the pressure begins, you know, the pressure begins, you start thinking you're not ready. It's like when KCSE comes, you know, 3 months to you begin to think you're not ready enough, you need more time to prepare, you need more time to...
you're proposing that I
am not proposing for the pushing of the elections because in turn what that does is that it mutilates our constitution. It gives us, you know, loopholes in the future, because what would happen is that when we start pushing for such laws, you know, pushing of term limits for pushing for you know, extensions of the period of elections, then slowly we'll start going towards having conversations changing such everything. As you know, let us extend the presidential term limit.
Okay, okay. Let's give Marcus, you've had the initial conversation that Ruth was proposing here. Is it dangerous for us that we indeed are going to mutilate the constitution and eventually we are not going to have a document that is going to help Kenyans?
In brief, it is very lethal, even to conceive changing the date of the next election. And the reasons being advanced, whether COVID-19, whether the discussions around the boundary review of some of the constituencies, or I've heard it, so, you know, Kenyatta hasn't served his 5-year term because he was sworn in October. All these reasons, however misinformed or formed they might be, it will be disastrous for this country to postpone an election. That's number one. Number two, I mean, you saw when we were, I mean, the greatest catastrophe in our world in the 20th century was the World War. During the World War, you saw the US went into an election in the middle of war. The same thing happened in the UK. I mean, we've had elections under COVID-19 in our country. As we speak today, Zambia is having their own election.
Even by-elections.
In by-elections. So we should not even entertain that thought of postponing an election. Our contract expires
5 years,
and they go home.
9th of August.
They go home.
Jeremiah Kioni Mheshimiwa from Daragwa, let me give you 1 minute. My director is telling me 1 minute. Are you of the view that we should postpone the elections?
A couple of things, and I wish you can have adequate time for this. Very serious debate. One, we were in Kiaba. We did the by-election, and we now know Kiabu is one of the hotspots for COVID. I am not for postponement of elections, but wake up, smell the coffee. We will do elections 2022 in the month of August. We will be hit with the COVID. Nobody should ever come back and complain that politicians were the super spreaders, including my panelists there. This is not a thing that members of parliament wants to extend their term. I want elections today. Number two, Chebukati must tell us, why should we spend 6 billion shillings when we need that money to do other things? I believe that we can do an election in a cheaper manner. Number three, a colleague says that the issue of order is not a serious issue. But let me tell you, in Daragwa, and in 47, not 27, in 47 constituencies today. They will be voting for the last time as they are because they did not meet the population threshold, quota threshold. And I want, because we have time to explain this to Kenyans, to tell, for the colleagues to tell me,
Yes.
these 47 constituencies, are the members in those constituencies going to wake up and go and vote for the death of their constituencies? That will be something that I think
All right. Thank you so very much.
We should have elections time,
Yes.
but those are issues that must be resolved before the date of our next election.
Asante.
And we will be taking that agenda to Kenya.
All right.
I'm not interested in the extension of parliament. In any case, if we wanted to extend parliament, Maraga gave us a letter. You would have done it, and that letter is still with the who.
Thank you so very much.
Has been engaged in this state. I need some super thinking.
All right, thank you so very much. That is Ndaragwa MP Jeremiah Kioni. Thank you for having time for us. Of course, we had Marcus. Is it Agenga or
Agenga?
Agenga. Hey, like Nganga.
Yes,
All right.
Agenga, yes.
Senior Programs Manager at ELOG, that is Election Observation Group. Of course, we had Ruth Ambogo, who is a youth policy analyst. My name is Frederick Mwitiriri. My sign language interpreters tonight, Michael Maida, Teresia Washira. You have yourself a good night.